All right. Eh. Hello, hello, hello. Video about a situation that is definitely kind of serious that I am not a fan of, but the results I'm hoping are the right type of results. Excuse me. So, the Amber Heard Johnny Depp crazy train situation. That's tasty. So, this is CSB 853 coming at you, full throttle. Please like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment if there's something you want me to talk about or anything like that. By all means, like, hey, I would like for you to talk about this thing or review that thing. I read comic books. I consume television shows. I will be going over some of those soon. Movies, video games, characters, stuff. Basically, I'm a big geek. I don't know if you could tell by what's behind me. So, anyway, yeah. So, this ugly situation as it is, and it does pertain to something about Pirates of the Caribbean, because there was some news today that I've seen that may not be 100%, but from what I'm hearing, it sounds about right. So, you have Amber Heard. Now, their situation is something dealing with violence and, excuse me, among, there we go. Sorry, I had to fix something. My cat. You'll see her one day. But basically, there was some issues of domestic disputes, domestic physical attacks, and things like that. Amber Heard was talking about how she's not a victim or anything like that, and tapes came out to say the opposite. Now, I have a few issues with the situation. Number one, I actually like Amber Heard. Well, I did. I got movies. I remember her from All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. I liked her in Drive Angry. There's a few other movies I did like her. I was like, you know what? I think she's a pretty good actress. She was in Aquaman. I thought she did a good job in that. Actually, a very good job. And she played it off well. So to hear about all this stuff with Johnny Depp, and I grew up with Johnny Depp, and it didn't sound right, but the way I always see it, you got to give someone the benefit of the doubt. But even though like other people were coming out and saying it too, like, it hasn't done anything. So what I didn't like was the fact that after she came out about her situation, which now we're starting to find out maybe some fibs, that she was talking at rallies and things for people that have gone through terrible, domestic abuse. That's terrible. Men, women, don't care how angry you get. Walk away if you have to. You shouldn't be hitting people just because they said something or they just made you angry. Just hands should not be put on people. Also, too, vice versa. Do not be surprised if you put hands on someone and they put them back on you. But just encourage people, especially when you're adults, come on. Try to think about it. And try to think a little differently. Like, if you got to walk off, take a breath, don't let it get to that point. Like, really try. Because when you say, oh, someone makes me so mad, you got to think about it. Okay, well, what if someone makes you make them that mad? So, yeah. What I didn't like was they had her speaking at these rallies and stuff, but prior to Johnny Depp, she got arrested or got in trouble for a domestic physical, situation before that. So I'm like, yeah, don't get me wrong, that's crazy. But then, of course, she laid it on real thick about, like, you didn't let her talk or anything like that. But even with, like, and how it was like a shutdown kind of situation. And it was a little nuts because I'm like, wow, like, that's, from everything I've seen with Johnny, it doesn't. But all right, maybe it's something we don't know because we don't know him. I don't know him personally. But I was kind of like a little thrown by that because, say, even me being a fan of her, I'm like, I wouldn't know if I want to have someone just that, domestically did something to somebody physically, and then turn around and something happens and have them speak about it. Like it's like they did it. It kind of is a circle. That's just me. I'm like, they also have a history of domestic violence, and it wasn't a denial of what she said. It was just I think in a situation where someone is claiming something, you give that victim the benefit of the doubt. You do not write them off, or if that person is claiming something, you don't just write them off and say, I don't believe you. No. Give them the benefit of the doubt. But you still need to prove, you still need to be evidence. I've experienced things where someone tried to put a false accusation on me about certain things. And it's not fun. It's not cool. People don't false accuse people. Like it's really just not, it's not cool. Like it's bad. It can mess up a lot of things, even if you're found to be innocent. But with that being said, she's saying he did all this stuff. Some recordings come out. Recordings showing that, she's lying. Or she's saying that, she's throwing pots at him. We already know she caused him physical surgery. She's hitting him and saying things like, I don't know if I can't get physical with you anymore. Like, no, that's not a thing. You're an adult. Be an adult. You don't need to get physical with somebody unless someone's trying to, of course, physically attack you, rob you, something, or you have your kid and you got to protect them. There's times to get physical, but you with your significant other, because you're having an argument, does not mean you have the right or should just, like, no, that's not. And if you catch yourself feeling that way, you need to walk off. And after all the stuff she said, he never let her talk and all this other stuff, didn't sound like that. She's called him names. She actually did a lot of the things a person that does those kind of abuses do to people. They try to isolate them. She's telling them, no one's believe you. That's a classic line. You're being this. Well, it's your fault that I'm hitting you, or I'm putting hands on you. It's your fault. No. You're responsible for what you do. And a lot of things came out, and she knew, and he did try to warn her. And basically what I don't like, when she did the accusations on Johnny Depp, he lost Pirates. He lost a lot of his stuff. Like, I mean, I think all he had left was the Harry Potter movies and the Fantastic Beasts movies. And yeah, it just was like, wow. Like he canceled. People were upset with J.K. Rowling. Like, why? How could you hire him? He did this. You gotta still look at the evidence. You still gotta look at things that go out. You can't just say, hey, this person said this, so now this is this. Nobody is a paragon of perfection. And I know some people may not like when I say this. That whole saying, believe women or believe all women. No, that's nonsense. A woman is a human just like a man. And humans can lie. Humans can deceive. You need to believe evidence. But you can still give a person the benefit of the doubt. You should not write them off. You should not. If someone says, hey, this is happening to me, your initial response should be like, I don't believe you. Like, no. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt, but you still got to find out the truth. Now, in this situation, you find out that she's kind of a monster. She defecated on the bed. Remember, this person is above the age of 25, I think. Like, what? You what? You defecated on a bed? You were angry at a birthday party, so you start punching people? Like, now what I don't like, when it happened to Johnny Depp, I couldn't turn around from the news media and not see it posted everywhere. Johnny Depp, blah, 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 blah. Nope, he loses Pirates. He loses this. He loses that. When I looked up his stuff, he really had no prospects coming down the line. This dragged his kids through the mud, because kids were saying stuff to his, son and daughter and his kids and things like that. It was just terrible. And you come to find out, listen to these things that no, and other people are coming out, and her dad was trying to use him for stuff too to get his movies produced. But you're seeing other people like, nah, she was swinging on him. Nah, she was doing this. And there are people trying to defend her, saying, well, he pushed her this one time. Okay, she's talking about how she hit him and then tried to make the argument about how she hit him. What? How about don't hit him? How about you don't put hands on people? So, yeah. Don't put hands on people. Have a conversation. She's called him names. She was when he was like, oh, you're a big man, and I'm this size, and nobody's going to believe you, and things like that. Well, he's a victim too. And I would like people to, and I do see people doing the hashtag, justice for Johnny and stuff like that. Yeah. Anybody who's a victim of domestic violence and domestic abuse or anything like that should be respected, should be helped, and the person that did it should be held accountable, especially if they've done it more than once. It's just, yeah, that's just how it should be. And I don't like the fact that she was still talking at rallies after these tapes and things came out. There's evidence and tapes of her faking the injuries with the bruises and stuff. There's evidence of her lying, like the one where she was screaming, saying, don't hit me, and her friend came out and said, stop, but Johnny was smart enough to bring people with him, and they're like, yeah, he's all the way across the room. What are y'all talking about? She's trying to do this because, in all honesty, in her heart of hearts, as pretty and beautiful as she is on the outside, is just as ugly as she is on the inside. She's a monster. And it's sad that I have to say that, but she is. And after all the stuff that's happened with Johnny and all these things came out, I noticed that I've seen, like, a lot of news outlets are not covering it. They're like kind of saying mum about it. Like, no, I'm sick of this. Don't do it just for women. Men go through it too. Do it for both. Whoever that person is, whoever has to go through that kind of situation. No. Both people. You need to respect men and women. And for any feminist out there who thinks that the men's rights stuff is silly or anything, then you're saying your cause is silly. If men feel like they have right because you believe it's a patriarchy and stuff, no. Men have things, court systems are not built for men. Abuse shelters, I think we have one. There's even government programs. How I know? Because I've been through it when I was a kid. And my mom's been through some stuff, and she's taught me some things about the system and how it does not help men. And there was men who would call and men who would do stuff and, things like that. And there was nothing for them. And men need help too. So I don't like when people laugh off things when there's men's right activists and things. If there's activists, that means that there's people who feel that way. And if you laugh at them or if you downplay them, like I seen that Jubilee video where the guy was bringing facts and the woman was like, well, what's your dumb facts? No, you need to accept it too. You want your side respected, then you need to respect the other side. Everybody goes through it. Whether you believe men are in charge or not, which we're not, but you can believe it if you want to. It's not, it's a certain class of people usually have a certain amount of monetary value that are in charge. But back onto the subject itself. With the situation with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Now that it's come out and come to light, also too, that news company that leaked 70,000 of his text messages. Anybody who's agreeing with Amber Heard because he said, oh, I'm going to do this and murder and do that. Let's look at the facts here. Because they're like, oh, he gave her threats and stuff. First off, he wasn't to her. It was talking to his friend. He was venting. We've all vented to friends and said we were going to do stuff and because we were so angry and we had to let it out, number one. Number two, those text messages, from what I could tell, was illegally grabbed, which is not right. And there's by a company who, if I remember, they were a family. I think Harry went after them sued them. Somebody else sued them. I think they're like the Sun or something like that. You can look it up, but they're a news thing over there, and there's like two things that they're connected to, and I do apologize. I don't have my notes on it. This is because there was something I seen today, and I just wanted to get this video out there and kind of get my groove back with the videos. But yeah, the people who they reported this to, you don't take someone's text and then they're trying to take this thing going, see, Johnny was bad. No, he has physical. He had to get his finger surgically repaired. If you're defending her because she's a woman, then that means you're agreeing with every single man who does that to a woman. Every single woman who does that to someone who does it to a child. You need to think about that. You're agreeing with them because just because he's a man, it's discounted and you like Amber Heard? No, that's not how this works. I don't like it. And people want her removed off of Aquaman. I think she should be. Just as Johnny Depp lost his franchises, his good name, and all that stuff, he was dragged through the mud. Some people might go, oh, that's cancel culture. No. I want fairness across the board. When someone does a crime in court, I don't want the black guy to get a heavier sentence or the Caucasian guy to get a heavier sentence. No, you do the crime, you do this. And statistically, it's not like that. There are the same crimes. Women usually get less sentencing versus men. African Americans get certain ways versus this. No, I want everything to be even. I want America to be America. And I want America to be America by fairness. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, red pill person, blue pill person, this, that, the other. No, we need to be equal across the board. And try our best to be. I don't think she should be supported. I think just like what happened with Johnny Depp, should happen with her. And I don't like the fact that I've seen news outlets like, well, see, Johnny said this. Wait, where were you about all these tapes? And okay, Johnny said he wanted this to his friend while he was venting. She specifically threatened him multiple times on recordings. And told him, yep, so what? I threw a vase at you. You know, so what? I threw pots and pans at you. Like, what? Just no, like, don't get off of that. Sorry, my cat's trying to get on the table for some weird reason. But yeah, like, it's just no. And it's a little rough for me just because I just am thinking of the heaviness of the situation. But I honestly think that, this is the first rendition of this when I say this. And this is me coining it today. I think now it's March 3rd because it's like midnight, or a little after midnight. So, Amber Heard, and y'all probably gonna wonder what this is, but you're about to see. You're about to catch these verbs. And I hope one day you get to see this. You need psychiatric help. You are not, just because of who you are, and your dad too, because him threatening people with, weaponry and stuff. You do not have the right to put your hands on someone because they made you angry. And when they try to walk away, you're like, no, you need to fight me. No. Get medication. Get help. Seek therapy. Seriously. You're a monster. You're hurting his children. You're hurting other people. Like, do you not see that? Yet you're still trying to maneuver and do stuff like that? No. So you, as a terrible person, need to stop. You need to stop. You need to accept that what you did, okay? You are a bad person. You are an abuser. You hurt people. Okay? You did it in your previous relationship, and you did it in this current one, which shows you have a pattern of it, which means you need help. You need to understand who you are, what you did. Own it. Okay? Stop being childish with it, or as you call Johnny, a baby. No, I don't care if he was 6'9", 500 pounds of pure burning muscle. You do not put your hands on somebody like that. You do not hit them with weapons or vases or pots or pans or things like that and think that's okay. That is not okay. It's a terrible thing to do to people. You're a terrible person for doing it, and you need to accept the consequences. And anybody that supports that kind of things, do not follow my channel. There are things that you could do, and that is not one of them. I do not want to see somebody, oh, Amber Heard is cool. No, that's not cool. And this is coming from somebody who actually likes her, liked her movies. And I actually enjoyed her and things. I was really becoming a really big fan of her. I was excited about her being an Aquaman. I love Aquaman. One day I'm going to review Aquaman. You're going to see just how much I love that movie. No, recast her. I don't think the Emilia Clarke thing should be. And that's not because I love Emilia Clarke. I think she's incredible. When it comes to the box office, she doesn't do so hot. Movies that do with her. She has some critically acclaimed stuff, but it's just doesn't do it. So, and I know people are doing it because they're like, oh, Drago and stuff from Game of Thrones. Nah, they have great chemistry, but you need a movie person that can really pull it. I haven't really thought of who to recast her with because I haven't deeply thought about it, but normally I would, but no. Just no. Amber Heard, you're just catching these verbs today. You're a horrendous person. You are a monster. Hearing the things that you said and how you didn't care and how he even tried to say, yo, let's just settle this like outside so neither one of us goes through it. And even afterwards, he kept your mom's secret when you were trying to get with him and everything. And he was trying to be a good sport about it. And he would talk to you calmly while you were flipping out. And you would get so mad. And, oh, babe, and I love you and I hate you. Now, Johnny, you picked a bad one. Maybe you got to think a little better next time. But outside of that, and she has a history of this now. This is the second time we know about it. There's a pattern forming. No, so Amber, like seriously, you need to get help, get medication. You need to step away from Hollywood for a bit. You need to not get Aquaman 2. You don't deserve it. If they're going to cancel Johnny and now they're going to do this stuff where he loses Pirates, which was his main franchise, and he started losing his other movie roles and stuff, and not saying everything he does was gold. A lot of stuff he did, though, was gold. Like I like the Demon Barber. I liked him a lot. 21 Jump Street. I was there watching it when I was a kid. I just dated myself a little bit. But yeah, no. Amber, just no. You blocking people's comments or limiting the comments on Instagram. You trying to, oh, I'm living life. No. You need to take those comments and you need to absorb them. And need to see that people are disgusted with what you did. And the fact that a lot of the media is not covering it, you're terrible too. That's horrible. You need to cover all victims. Stop spinning narratives. I wish the media would stop trying to spin a narrative. Just tell us the truth about things, please. One day you might catch these verbs, media. I'm sick of the whole left, right, all that junk. Let's get this straight. Johnny lost everything, and I seen a thing today, and the reason why this actually came up more because I was waiting to see what would happen. Now I think they're in court right now. He's going to sue her for defamation for like $50 million, which he should get because she literally pretty much destroyed his career. I did hear seen some stuff about rumblings about Disney might be considering doing a Pirates. I want that one more Pirates movie. Do I think they were all like boom? No. For the most part, I've enjoyed them though. But I like trilogies. I like movies in 3. So if you got 4 or something, then yeah, I like it to get to 6. And I want him to get at least his last movie before Disney talks about rebooting it. So, but yeah, today was the first rendition of that. You're going to catch these verbs. You're going to see I have a couple catchphrases that may catch on that I just made up. That's one. Yeah. So, Amber Heard, you just caught these verbs. Like, get these hands. But, yeah. This is a little rough for me to talk about just because it's kind of heavy. She needs to lose her jobs just like he did. She needs to be ostracized in Hollywood just like him. And like I said, I know some people might go, oh, it's cancel culture. No, it's called fair. If he loses his stuff because of what he did, let's say he did all that stuff, oh, then heck yeah. I'm like, no, lose your stuff. Get off of JK's name, all that stuff. But he didn't. And they're using his text that they, got illegally. And trust me, we all have text messages or something that we flipped out with about an ex or a person we couldn't stand. And we said some things that we did not mean, but could be considered a threat. Like, I'm going to get them or something. But you really don't mean it that way. But it's how it comes off as colorful language. Her wasn't colorful language. She flat out was like, I didn't punch you. I hit you this way. I actually hit you like this. Come on, I didn't punch you. I threw a vase at you. I didn't throw a pot that time. I threw a pot this time. Like, are we really arguing semantics here? Like, let's think about this, people. If I pick up a rock and a hammer and I boom hit you with the rock, or I boom hit you with the hammer, does it really matter? What matters is you hit me with something that hurts. One is metal with wood, the other one is stone. Both hurt. Both are a no-no. So when it comes to her, I think she should get the same treatment as Johnny did. I hope he wins, especially after hearing those recordings. So if people are like, oh, I can't believe he's doing this. No, listen to those recordings. Like, I think one's like an hour on, the other one's like 45 minutes. I actually listened to the whole thing. It was horrendous what she was doing. It was disgusting. Like I said, Johnny, kind of got into that victim mentality thing. And it happens. Someone that's an abuser does break you down. And they try to isolate you. And they try to make you feel crazy and inferior. And if anybody, because I'm about to close this out, Amber Heard, I hope you get everything you deserve for what you did to Johnny Depp. Johnny, I hope you get everything back because you are the victim in this particular situation. And it's terrible that this has happened to you. And I hope everything gets better for you. I feel so bad for him. Now, like I said, this was kind of on the whim, so I don't have any phone numbers or anything. There is a thing I do know called Women in Transition. They usually take kids and they take women. They don't take men. But I'm seeing a change with that. So hopefully that does come along. But if anybody out there, if someone is putting their hands on you, and I'm not talking about they went upside your head once or something. They shouldn't do that either. But I'm talking like you came in, you're sitting there reading a book and they just walk up and like, I don't care. And boom, like that or something like that. Talk to somebody. Get help. Talk to a friend. Get out of that situation. It's not good. If you're sitting there and you're thinking, hey, this black eye means they love me. No. That's not the type of love you need. You're worth more than what they're doing to you. Okay? You could Google any type of help. Women, men, there are things out there. Like I said, it's a little harder. I know we have one type of shelter or something, but if you got to get with your boy and anybody is like, oh, he got beat up by a girl. No, that's not funny. So get over that too. There are women who can do things to men. There's stuff that can happen. Gravity legs. We're not even going to get into all of that. If you are a person and somebody is doing this to you on a regular basis, they are hurting you. They are putting their hands on you. They're trying to shut you down. They're trying to lock you into this space, make you think the way they are, things like that, or come at you because you don't listen to them or anything. Seek help. Call a family member. Call a friend. Call somebody. Get out of that situation. I know it may be hard. If you got kids, hey, pick a night. Do what you got to do to get away. It's very serious. Like I said, there's situations that I've went through, and things like that. I'm not going to really heavily get into it, but I know from my own experiences and certain things that it can be done. Maybe one day, I would have to talk to somebody first before I would go into it about what it is. So this could be a future thing. And I do apologize. I know this video is very long, but seriously, if you're in this kind of situation, do what you got to do. Get out of it. Get help. Okay? Amber Heard, you're a monster. I hope everything happens for you. Thank you, and I hope you have a nice day. And if you know of someone that's in it, don't give up, because sometimes people are stuck in that situation. Be there for them, because that one day they might need you. And I know it's frustrating, but they might need you that one day. And when they do, if you're there for them, you could possibly save their life. So thank you.